Exactly what does the term legal mean or refer to? Many of us have heard the terminology legal and illegal used in law for most of our lives. But what does it actually mean? Just not to read verbatim from the dictionary, but legal refers to that which is given authority by law, that which is accepted by law. But what is law? What is then law? Law is actually the governing authority over all things. There are different types of laws. There's the laws, the natural laws, the laws of nature. And then there's the particular laws of a society. And we, for example, are in a society that has laws. But when a person makes a statement to you that something is legal, does it still mean that it's lawful? And when they say that something is not legal or illegal, does it mean that it's not lawful? Ladies and gentlemen, understand this. The term legal, you'll never find it in the Bible. In the Bible, it used the term law throughout the whole book. Law. Even in the Muslim Bible or Holy Quran, the term law is used, not legal. Legal is not a word that's ever been used to be associated, I should say, with law. Only by man. Man has taken a word that he's created and he's titled it legal and tries to equate it to something that is factual, which should be law. But it's not the same. You see, Henry Campbell Black created a dictionary back in the 1900s. Actually, it was 1891, called the Black's Law Dictionary. And what that dictionary was a dictionary that was comprised of everyday terminology used by the average person. But what happened, that terminology was changed as far as the definition was concerned. And the terminology that was used in that book, Black's Law Dictionary that is, was changed to benefit the legal system or legal society, lawyers and judges, respectively. So, when you use the term, for example, person, you and I think that's an innocent word to use. Well, this person did this, or this person did that. In the legal sense of the word person, it's not referring to a human being at all. Even when you use the term children, my children are playing in the park. My children are still at school. But the legal dictionary would have you to believe that children are a corporate fiction. They're not even human beings. Even the term man used in the law dictionary called the Black's Law Dictionary, especially the 5th edition and before, it refers to a man as a more or less human being. Now, how in the world could you refer to a real flesh and blood human being called a man as more or less of a human being unless there's something going on? So what are you saying, brother teacher? I'm saying this. The legal system was set in place to control the society by using terminology that society deems as normal and harmless, everyday language. But the legal system took the same language and they redefined it to benefit them. So that when you go to a court system, for example, and you stand before a judge, He will use the same terminology that you use, you and I both use, that is, and it would have a different meaning in a court system. And when you sign a document of the court, upon you reading it and signing your name, you see it as saying one thing, but legally it says something different, and you just don't know it. I remember when I was a child, there was a book that I purchased through a book club called Alvin's Secret Code. It was another way of communicating to people through secrecy so that they would not know what your real intent was. And it's been used historically throughout the world for thousands of years. Secret codes, secret language. The legal system uses the language that we use in everyday life, and they changed the dictionary, Webster, if you will, Thorndike, if you will. They changed the dictionary meaning of it, and they translate it differently to benefit them so that they can use it to their benefit concerning you. So then when you stand before a judge in the legal system, you could be facing some time in jail because you've given up your rights because the words don't mean what you think the words mean. So there's what they call, what's the term? I say this all of the time. It's still the word legal. I don't want to hold you. Well, let's get back to this. Legal does not mean lawful. Let's just take it from that point. Legal means lawyer and judge terminology that's used to control the public so that they can receive some benefit from the public. Even the word public is not what you think it means. So legal lease was the word that I was searching for a minute ago. That is what they call their language of communication in the judicial system. Lawyers and judges use a terminology called legal lease. Has nothing to do with law. It's giving the appearance of being law, but it's not law. And anyone with any real good common sense and has some intuition about themselves should know this and would know this, that the so-called legal system is not a system of law at all. It is a system of privilege. They want to give the society and the people in the society, as it were, privileges instead of rights. You see, rights come from God. You're born with rights, and they're unalienable or inalienable rights. They cannot be taken away unless we give them away. So the legal system, the judges and the lawyers, took our rights away by creating a system to help subvert that. And we didn't know anything about it. They never told us about it. That is why when you walk into a courtroom, you don't understand the jargon. You don't understand the language, because it's actually the language of legalese. It's the language of the lawyers and the judges. And the judge is a lawyer. He's just the highest lawyer in the room at the time. But anyway, their whole job is to extract money from you. And if they can't get money from you, then they get free labor from you in jail and prison. That is the way the whole system is set up. Whether you like it or not, it is factual. It cannot be refuted. You can find this information anywhere. It is not hidden. It's only hidden to those who are not searching for it, and it's hidden to those who don't want to hear it or see it for the truth that it actually is. Now, let me throw this in there before I depart. I want you to understand this. The Bar Association. All judges and lawyers have gone through the Bar Association. Have you ever asked yourself the question, what is the bar? The Bar Association? It is a club like a fraternity or sorority. It's a club that only lawyers and judges have membership to. So what happens in this club? First of all, to become a lawyer, you have to pass the bar. You have to pass the test. In other words, you have to prove yourself worthy to operate unlawfully. Because to operate unlawfully would mean that you are going against the bar. You're going against all of the other corrupt lawyers and judges that are part of that brotherhood. Now, that's a hard pill to swallow for some people. So are you saying judges and lawyers are corrupt? I most definitely am. Unless you're a real estate lawyer, maybe. Just maybe. Tidbit, maybe. But if you're a criminal lawyer or a defense lawyer or attorney, you are as crooked as a winding road. And so are all judges, because they all swear an oath to uphold those principles of the bar. And the principles of the bar that they're upholding has nothing to do with the Constitution. Nothing at all. And if you've ever been to court, and if you've ever heard me say in the previous video that judges have said, and it's on record and it's on video, when judges have had people mention the Constitution and the judge say, if you say it again, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court. Now, what real court on a common law land, based on the common law being the Constitution, would ever make a statement, don't say Constitution again? And they don't usually say the word themselves. The judges don't, or so-called judges. They'll say, if you say that word again, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court. Who says that in a land that's supposed to be governed by the highest law of the land, which is supposed to be the Constitution? Go figure. This can be proven. You don't have to believe what I'm saying to you. So, getting back to bar again, or this association, since you want to believe, many of you watching this now, you want to believe that the United States is so honorable, why is it that they belong, I'm talking about the lawyers and the judges, the Bar Association is this club? Why is it that the definition of bar, B-A-R, is British Accredited Registry? One more time, you look it up yourself. BAR stands for British Accredited Registry. Now, what in the world does our law system have to do with Great Britain? British Accredited Registry. So what I'm saying in essence is that we are attached in the legal system to the crown, and that's who's really pulling the judge's strings. They have no standing in America as representatives of justice, judges nor lawyers. They represent the Queen and the crown. Do your research. This is Brother Teacher. I'm out.